What's up guys, welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we are going to be ranking every single brawler in Brawl Stars. Well yeah, let's just get right into it because we have 102 brawlers to rank here. This is not including the brand new brawler Star Nova, which as I'm recording is out for early access if you pull out of the Star Nova boxes, but I haven't got the chance to play her, so it's not on this tier list. But if you want this tier list, I'll send a link down below so you can make your own tier list of what you think. But let's just get straight into it. And we're going to start off with Shelly, and I think Shelly deserves the mid category for a few reasons. And that is, Shelly is not bad, Shelly is not awful, but there are so many brawlers in the meta right now that can just counter her and have the ability to just out damage her in like a few seconds. So it's not that, like, she would be in good if it was, you know, last meta from like before Buffy's, but because of Buffy she's moved down to mid. Nita has gone up to good. Her Buffys have definitely helped her out a bit. Before she was in like bad, but now she's in good because of her Buffys. Her Buffys have definitely made it a lot easier to get kills with Nita. She has so much accessibility, especially in like game modes like Heist or Showdown. She just shreds. She's insane in Brawl Ball as well. But you know, that's the rankings. Colt goes in the mid category, and that's because... Alright, next on the list we have Bull, and Bull is an instant meta. Like, whoops. Instant meta. I don't have to explain anything. His Buffys? If there was another brawler that was a tank right now, Bull would be the best tank in the game. But he's not up there. And yeah, he's just kind of insane. He's just not broken, but he is absolutely busting and deserves meta. Unfortunately for Brock, he's going at the bottom of the mid tier. There has been nothing for Brock to look up to at this current moment that actually makes him good. I'm telling you now, yeah, if Brock just had a Buffy that made his reload speed quicker, and the jump gadget would be insanely, like, knocks everyone back or something like that as well, make him so much better. But another brawler that falls into the problem with no Buffys is Primo, and Primo goes into the bad tier. I don't really have to explain much. Brock, unlike Primo, has uses, okay? Brock has uses on those wide knockout maps that you want to pin someone against a corner, against the wall, but, you know, El Primo's got like absolutely no potential whatsoever, and it's just because of the amount of damage he puts out. Like, there are so many brawlers right now in the meta that can just counter him, that just do a lot of damage that Primo just can't keep up with because he's an old brawler. Same with Barley. Barley goes down to the bad tier because Barley is just so outclassed by literally all the throwers in the game right now, apart from one. And Barley's just, he's falling down even more, man. He just needs a Buffy. He just needs a good Buffy that could maybe put him up into good or mid. I don't think Barley will ever be meta again, unfortunately, with the assassins and the tanks, the damage dealers. Barley just won't be meta ever again, unfortunately. But there is potential for him to be a good brawler. He's just not there right now, which I think I have to also say about Poco. Poco is going in the mid tier, at the bottom of the mid tier, behind Brock. Poco has so much potential with his healing, but everyone else just has infinite healing because for some bizarre reason all the brawlers they've released have one way or the other quite good HP. So Poco just heals them and heals them, but they probably have a healing gadget, or they just don't need Poco's assistance because as a support unit he's going down. Like, last meta he would have been up here in the good. The meta changes about every month, but he's gone down to the mid just for the sake of the fact that he cannot get good healing. Like, there are so many brawlers I would actually say have better healing because of the aggro meta we've got right now with tanks, damage dealers and assassins. There is no way on God's green earth Poco is making it up there. Now, I hate to be that guy, but Rosa's also going down in the bad, but she's in front of Barley just for the sake of the fact that Rosa has use cases, but she's awful. She's rubbish right now. I could even put her down in awful, but I'm not going to put her down in awful because there's only a few brawlers in this video that are actually awful. But she's definitely not one of those. She's definitely not one of those brawlers. She's very good if you get her super chained. If you get up in this distance that you want to be, well, yeah, you know, she's mid. She's mid. There's no other way to put it. She's just she's quite a bad brawler, bro. She's just not good. Unlike our next brawler, who is one of the best brawlers I think we've actually ever had. As in, like, the consistency of how good they actually are. Because Rico is meta, and he's behind Bull. But Rico has been meta for the past, like, 5 years now, man. I mean, I've only been playing the game for 3 years. But what I've known is that Rico's been very good the past times. Very good. And it's just, he's very good. He's very good at the game. He's a counter to a lot of brawlers that are higher up in the meta right now, which is why he's very good. There are better brawlers that are obviously in top meta. We've not gotten to any of them yet, but Rico's very good, I have to admit. He's behind Bull, and for the sake of the fact that Bull just takes no skill to play whatsoever at the moment. And now we're going to our next brawler. We go from one of the best brawlers that I think we've had that's consistent and always does good damage in tournaments, in pro play, and ranked, to a brawler that is awful. And in fact, Jessie is such a bad brawler, I don't even know. I think Jessie just gets the problem with, you know, it's just, she's so mid, like, her turret is so easy to destroy. It's just not good, bro. It's just not good. Like, Jessie's just not good. I don't know what else to say. I'm just sitting there trying to think of stuff to say. Dynamite is actually in the mid-tier, and he's behind Brock. But the way I think of it, he's kind of like Shelly and Cole. Dynamite is not a bad brawler whatsoever. He's actually a very good brawler. This is just not his meta. He's kind of like Barley. He will never, from now on, since the start of 2025, I would actually say, Barley and Dynamite will never be in meta. Like, they will never be the best brawler in the game. They will never, ever... What's this again? Like, they'll never watch the meta as in the way that they used to do, as in they used to be all the way at the top. Barley and Dynamite throwers, they were very good. But, just, it's such an aggro meta, man. Daryl is in the good tier, and Daryl's only in the good tier because his super got buffed. He got more damage with his super, which has actually helped him quite a bit, because Daryl used to struggle putting out damage compared to other tanks and damage dealers that are out there. He's a very good brawler. He's a very good brawler. There's nothing else I have to say about Daryl. Penny is in the bad tier behind Barley. Scrap me if you want to, but a turret is only good on that one heist map. That is like the best heist map for Chuck. Chuck is literally the best pick on that. You know, like, it's like Penny's... Yeah, Penny and Chuck are the two brawlers I would say that are so reliant on what map they get. Like, they are literally, like, if you don't get that map, they're absolute garbage. And most of the maps in the game are rubbish for Penny. So she's down in the bad tier, but she's not an awful like Jessie. Because Jessie actually is just worse of a brawler than Penny. I would rather play Penny over Jessie any day of the week. Unless if I hypercharge Jessie turret, that's useful. But, you know, Penny is better on heist than Jessie. Jessie is that one use case. Penny's probably got like 2 use cases, which is keeping her from awful, honestly. But next on the list we've got Carl, and Carl is a very interesting brawler for me, because he's always been either in the mid, the good tier. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to say Carl this time is in the good tier, but he's actually back in the good tier. Only for the mid-tier, sorry. Only for the sake of the fact that Carl is just getting absolutely outdone by another brawler that is just better at what Carl does right now. Like, there's no other way to put it, right? Carl's just getting outdone all the time. He gets outranged, he gets outdamaged, you know, he just doesn't have enough health. His super's becoming more useless the more... Like, there's a lot more things that can now cancel Carl's super than there was a year or two ago. So Carl is not good anymore, unfortunately. He's in the mid-tier because he's not a bad brawler. There are good use cases for him, but he's definitely not good or meta, or even top meta. Tick, Yeah. Anyway, 8-bit. 8-bit is going down into the bad. Actually, no. I'm gonna say 8-bit is at the bottom of the mid tier, just for the sake of 8-bit's damage potential. 8-bit's a very good damage dealer. He's very good. He's very good at what he does, but what he does isn't anything special. That's just the way it's put. Jackie is also going down in the awful tier. In fact, Jackie's one of the worst brawlers in the game at the moment. I don't know what to say about Jackie. She's just so mid. She's just so mid. Yeah, and that's Jackie down in the awful tier. Gus is going in the good tier, and he's going in front of Daryl. Now, the only reason Gus is in the good tier is because if he's so good, bro. Like, you could count him as a marksman, you could count him as a support. He's very good in both things he does. You can even count him as a damage dealer, to be fair. He actually counters tanks decently well. But it's just like, you know. Gus is a very good brawler. He's like Rico. He's always consistent. He's never at the bottom. He's never at the top. He's just consistent. But he's worse than Rico. Bo is actually going in the top of the good tier in front of Nita. Now, Bo is very good at the moment with his hyper buffy and his gadget buffy, which make his turret basically very healthy. They make the arrows are just very strong. You know, he's just very good. He's very good at the moment. He's better than Gus. He's better than anyone else on the bottom of the list, just because of that. And now we're going on to Piper. And guys, I hate to break it to you, but Piper is mid, but she's behind Brock. Okay, I never thought that day would come, because Piper's literally like my 4th favourite brawler in the game. She's just mid. She's not good, bro. Like, she's okay. She's not great. Now, a disclaimer, real quick. Yeah, Piper is just not that good. Okay, Piper. There's so many marksmen right now that are just so much better than Piper, and Piper just doesn't have the ability to keep up. She gets pushed, she's cooked. That's the simple way to put it. She's more cooked than Dynamite if she gets pushed by Mortals. Because if Mortis just pushes you, yeah, what are you supposed to do? Keep shooting him, gadget him. He's still going to dash towards you. Dynamite can at least wall jump, or you can at least stun them with the gadget and super them. But Dynamite's... You know what? No, she gets to go behind Dynamite for that sake. It's very annoying how Piper's fallen down. Back in the Wasabi season, she was literally top meta. She was just so good. But that's because we had people like Kenji getting nerfed, and it was kind of like a less of assassin meta than it is today. But yeah, that's you know, that's Piper done. But we're going on to Pam now, and Pam is a very interesting one. I think she deserves to go in the same category as her daughter, just for the sake of the fact that Pam has like no damage, bro. Like, you have to hear me out when I say Pam shoots marshmallows, bro. She shoots marshmallows. Unless she's with that stonk skin, then she's shooting flipping green arrows. But it's like, Pam is so bad. She's the best brawler in Awful at the moment, but that's like trying to compete with the worst. Like, it's nothing to brag about. You know, Pam's just not great. But anyway, Frank goes into the good tier, and he's at the top of the good tier. Frank has, ever since he got his hypercharge, Frank has always been above average brawler. He's a very good brawler. I was tempted to put him in meta, but unfortunately the meta's just so good right now. Which is why, unfortunately, BB is in meta. And the reason why BB's in meta, in fact, she goes in front of Rico, because she seems to, from what I've seen and what I've played as Starnova, she seems to be better than a Starnova. And everyone was like, oh, Starnova's going to be scary because she's going to be like BB and Kaze put together or something like that. But she's actually better than the BB and Kaze put together, which just shows that she's better than basically half of a brawler and a brawler combined, which is crazy. She definitely belongs in meta. She's not in top meta anymore since she got nerfed with her buffies. Well, her buffies got nerfed, I should say. She's not meta anymore, but she's still a very good brawler. She's not top meta, she's meta. Ems I can also say the same about, but Ems is going behind BB, actually going in front of BB, Because Ems is still a shockingly good brawler. The fact is they've not nerfed her too much at all. But it's just like the metas, like they haven't needed to nerf her too much because the meta's just decided that there's just so many brawlers that can get closer to Ems right now. And yeah, I guess you could say the same about B in the way that she's good, but the meta's just nerfed her. She's definitely not. She's definitely at the top. Well, she's there in mid. Okay, she's in the second place in mid because she's just not that good. Okay, sorry, but she's not. She's just very mid. But you know, there we go. Gale is going in the mid tier, and he's going behind Shelly. Gale has always been a really good tank counter, but there are just so many tanks that he does not counter, if you get what I mean. Like, he's a very good tank counter, but he cannot counter the likes of, well, I'm not going to say his name, because you know how much havoc he wrecked. He was almost as good as Prime Larry and Laurie, and let's just say he's part of Draco's trio. But he can't really do much against Damien, okay? Yes, I said it. Can't really do much against him. Can't do much against other tanks at the moment, and there's just so many tanks that he's, you know, there's so many damage dealers that are better than him at the moment, in my opinion anyway. Same with Nani, there's so many like damage dealers better than her at the moment, which is why she's going in the, you know, I'm going to put her in the bad section, because she doesn't stand out to me in any way, shape or form. I'm getting a prestige at the moment. I'm actually in like 750 Nani, because yeah, I don't know why, but I thought she was good, but her accuracy just feels really weird. Like the way her targets and her bullets shoot is just so weird to me, and it's also just like she's such a mid damage dealer. But you know, there we go. And I don't want to even talk about this brawler right here. Colette, yeah, top meta, literally top 3 best brawlers in the game right now. If you did not play when she first got her buffies and she was literally invincible with that shield, you lived a good life, because she was literally invincible. Okay. You know, like, so broken. Anyway, I got top meta behind Colette, but he's still very good. Like that gadget pull is so good, bro. Just jump over everything. Like, you had to wait for his super, but he's just, now you just have to, you don't even have to wait, you just have a gadget you have to wait for, man. And getting a gadget is a lot easier than getting a super, trust me. Especially when you start off the game with a gadget. Stu, unfortunately, is in the mid tier, but he's actually like behind Piper at the moment, because he's quite good at dodging Edgar, which is why actually I think he goes in front of Piper. He's very good at dodging Edgar, very good brawler in general. He's just never at the top of the meta. Belle is also in mid, but she's in front of Stu. Belle's a very good brawler. Picked a few times in the comp, in the World Cup. Very good. Good brawler. Good brawler. Griff is at the, in front of, yeah, behind Bo, in front of Nito. But pause a second. He got nerfed real bad, like really bad, like to the point where I actually believe he deserves to be in, not BB, Griff deserves to be in mid in front of Cole, and that's because his super could no longer one shot. His super used to have a glitch where he did 7.2k damage. Now it doesn't. Now it does half of that. So he's not that good anymore when it comes to that. Used to just be able to one-shot people if they pushed you, but you can't anymore. Ash, don't really have much to say about him, but he's bad. I think he's behind Penny. He's just not a good brawler. Sorry, he's just not a good brawler. Lola, mid-brawler. Better than Gale, though. Lola's a very good brawler. Got buffed a bit. It's quite good. Grom. Yeah, Grom goes bad. Grom goes... Tempted to put him in awful, but Grom goes awful. He used to be really good. Everyone was joking about nerf Grom. Nerf Grom. He's too broken. He used to be broken. Okay, hear me out. He used to be really good. But that was until people realised that after he got nerfed, it was just a slight nerf. Everyone was playing him after he got buffed. Because everyone thought it'd be broken. He was broken after he got buffed, and then they nerfed him. They literally did like one of the smallest nerfs possible, which was just make it so he shoots slower. And that just ruined him completely. Like, he's at the bottom. That's all they needed to do. It was like, it's not good whatsoever. Bonnie is also a bad, but Bonnie is a bad brawler. She goes behind Penny. Just not a good brawler, bro. Sam, now, I hate to do this to Sam, because I love playing Sam. He's really fun to play. He's a really niche, cool brawler. But Sam, unfortunately, goes behind Nani in the bad tier. He's just not that good of an assassin. He's a damage dealer. I say he's a tank. He's a tank. He doesn't deserve to be an assassin. You play him like an assassin, you're going to get killed. That's all I'm going to say. Mandy goes in mid, but she goes just in front of Piper. Mandy's a good brawler. Mandy's always been a pretty decent brawler. Nothing else to say. Same with Maisie. Maisie's always been a pretty decent brawler, but she's going behind Piper. Maisie's one of my favourite brawlers, but she's just, like, her projectile speed is very slow. It's just not fun to play against, I guess. It's kind of mid. Hank. Oh, you Wreckers fans are going to kill me, but I'm going to put Hank in mid, and I'm going to put him behind Poco, because Hank's just got nowhere in the meta right now. Nowhere. It'd be quite good countering some tanks that just jump on his ass. But apart from that, he's not good. Pearl is bad. Pearl is probably just behind Penny. Not a good brawler whatsoever. Don't have anything to say. Larry, unfortunately, is in the mid category behind 8-bit. Nothing much to say about Larry and Laurie. It's just that they're not in their prime anymore. They're not that good anymore. Same with Angelo. Angelo, I think I'm going to put Angelo in front of 8-bit though, because Angelo, I actually find use cases well, and I think he's very fun to play. And he's just a very good brawler. He's a good brawler compared to 8-bit. Berry's going in good behind Daryl. Berry has been... Actually, no, that's very generous. I'm going to put him behind... I'm going to put him behind Shelly. Berry's a very good healer. Better healer than Poco. I don't care what you guys say. I think he's better healer than Poco. He's just so good of a brawler compared to Poco. Like, it's actually kind of sad how people notice that Poco is not as good as Berry. I think Berry's quite good. Shade, pretty mid. Probably behind Lola here. Mid brawler. Kind of falling off a little bit. But, you know. Okay. Now, Meeple. I'm going to put Meeple in front of Frank. Now, hear me out. Meeple, for some bizarre reason, is just at the top of the chain right now, basically. He's doing very good right now. Meeple is doing very good right now. And I don't know why. I don't know how. He's just doing very good. And there's a lot of people that are picking him because of the utilities of his gadget, I think, is one of them. I think he's just very good at what he does. Very underrated brawler. Probably the most underrated brawler in the game, I would say. Don't see a lot of Meeples, but he's a very good brawler. Trunk. Yeah, I would say Trunk's probably worse than Tick. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. But Trunk is... it's like, why are you trying to do Jackie again? Why are you trying to do Jackie and Doug again, bro? They are not good brawlers, okay? Trunk, Jackie, Doug, and Gigi all fall under the same curse of having literally the worst attacks in the game. That's just the simple way to put it. The circle, it's a cool concept, don't get me wrong, but you don't need to recycle it for 4 brawlers that are just mid and awful. Oh, I'm back from my break. I just had to go do something. But now on the mythic brawlers. Mortis, I'm tempted to put in meta. I'm putting Mortis meta behind Rico. He's a very good brawler at the moment. His buffies have definitely helped him out a lot. Especially that one swirly gadget. It used to be absolutely awful. Now it's quite a good gadget. So, I'm pretty impressed with Mortis, if you couldn't tell. Mortis has done a very good job in the meta right now. Unlike the next brawler, Tara, which unfortunately has fallen down into the mid category behind these two. And that's because Tara just isn't useful anymore. She doesn't counter anybody that's actually top in the meta. And when I say counter, like, she doesn't follow and counter. She's a soft counter. Some people, like Edgar, well, she can do very good against a meatball if she closes the gap. But yeah, she doesn't. She's just soft countering. And I guess you could say the same with Gene. Gene fills that spot that's just unimportant. And unfortunately, I think he goes behind Bell in this case. He's just not that good. I guess Max as well. Max can go there. Mr. P is an awful brawler. Like, literally one of the worst brawlers to ever come out. I think obviously I'll put him behind Tick. Mr. P, very bad brawler. Sprout is a bad brawler, but he's not in awful. Now, I want to talk about Lou real quick. Lou is in front of Gus, in my opinion, at the moment. He's such a good controller. Such a good... Like, we don't talk about this enough. Talking about another brawler that isn't talked about, Byron. Yeah, just put Byron there whilst I'm at it. Lou is a very good brawler. He's a very good controller. Byron's a very good support. They both fall under the same category of... They're one of the best in their classes. They're just really underrated for absolutely no reason. And in fact, it's kind of funny because Ruffs is as well. Ruffs deserves behind Colt. But that's... Like, if you couldn't tell, these two are borderline good, okay? These two are borderline good. Ruffs is almost up there. He's very good. Like, he can also put his creation behind him. They're very good brawlers, these guys. Very good brawlers. Very proud of Ruffs and Squeak. Very good duo. Doing a very good job. Now Buzz. I don't play Buzz, but I know that he's pretty mid. I'd say he's probably behind Hank. Very mid brawler. Fang. Oh. Okay. As the time I'm making this list, because I record my videos like a day or two in advance, Fang has gotten his range buff, and dare I say it, he's behind Gus. He's doing a very good job. Eve is just, yeah, Eve can go in really bad. Janet can also go in bad. Janet's not good anymore. I'm sorry, but Janet's not good anymore. Otis. Okay, I want to talk about Otis, because Otis is top meta at the moment. I don't know how. I don't know why. Probably because of his really good damage potential. But Otis is in the top of the meta. I don't think people understand that, because Otis is just such a good brawler. He's doing a very good job. He's just really good at the moment. Top 10 brawlers at the moment. Easy. It's not even close. Buster has just fallen down mid. Like, he's behind Larry and Laurie. Buster's mid as well. Same with Gray, but Gray's probably around this Brock area here. I'd say he's better than Shade. Gray goes there. Artie goes in front of Lola. I know exactly this placement. He goes behind Barry. Yeah. Artie's a good brawler. Nothing else I can really say. Pretty good brawler. Pretty mid brawler. Pretty good brawler though. Same with Willow. Pretty mid brawler. Probably in front of the Max. Doug. Doug's better than these two. Well, it's probably better than these four, to be fair. So Doug can go there. Don't need to talk about it because I've said it about these two. But if you have the same attack like these two, you're just gonna fail instantly. It's just how it is. Chuck. I'm gonna put Chuck there for one reason and one reason only. In Heist, he's a fucking demon. In Heist, he's insane. In Heist, this guy is literally the best brawler in the game. If the only game mode was Heist, Chuck would be in front of Colette right now. But he's not, because overall, Chuck is just pretty bad. The only game mode he's good in is Heist. And mind you, an open Heist map. Chuck's just good. Like, on Heist, he's good, but in everything else, he's absolute rubbish. So, do you take away the fact that he's the best brawler in the game mode? No. I don't think he deserves awful. That's the only reason why. Same with Charlie. Charlie's pretty good at knockout. But she's probably about this here. Probably behind Larry and Laurie. She's not meta anymore. She's kind of mid. Nothing impressive. Same with Miko. Miko deserves the bad tier. In fact, I think Eve should be at the bottom of the bad tier. I think Miko deserves to be in front of Chuck, because Miko's pretty bad at everything. At Heist, he's worse than Chuck, but at everything else, he's better than Chuck. So, you know, it is what it is. Melody deserves the same ranking I think I've always given her in my own time, which is she's better than Hank, but she's nothing too special. She's just mid. Unlike Lily, which is probably, I'm gonna say, behind Byron here. Lily's a very good brawler, always has been. Very sneaky and very annoying to deal with a Lily. You guys probably know that by now though. Clancy, oh. Okay, this is probably the hardest brawler on this list to rank. But Clancy, I think, deserves a good category, and I think he deserves a good category in front of Fang. Only for one reason. He's rubbish stage 1, but that gadget, his star powers, and his stage 2 and 3, and his super. So everything but his stage 1 is pretty good. That's why he deserves good. He doesn't deserve mid because he shines everywhere else. Mo deserves absolutely awful. Mo's probably worse than Grom, actually. Actually, I think I'm going to redo this like that. Yeah. Mo definitely goes there. Mo's not a good brawler. Sorry. Juju's probably at the bottom of the mid tier. Juju's not impressive at all. There's nothing else to be impressed about Juju. Ollie's... Okay, so next, Ollie. I'm tempted to put Ollie... Okay, I'm going to put Ollie behind... Shelly? Or no, I'm going to put him behind B. Because that hypercharge is insanely broken. Top 10 best hypercharge of all time. His main attack, for a damage dealer, he's awful. But if you play him like a tank... Yeah. Finks, I guess you could say the same thing about Finks as you do with Ollie. I just think he's worse than... Actually, I'm going to put Ollie behind Shelly, and I'm going to put Ollie in front of Finks. Finks is good at what he does, apart from that he's pretty bad. Okay, I'm going to... Lumi deserves top meta right now, and Lumi's better than Otis right now, so Lumi can go there. That projectile speed buff was, interestingly insane. I don't think a projectile speed buff should have buffed him that much. I don't think she should have got that much buffed by a projectile speed buff. But she did, and she's one of the best brawlers in the game. Jaeyoung's just at the bottom of good. Very good. Not very good, but he's better than Griff, so he deserves to be there. He's very good at what he does. He's very bad at everything else. Ali can go in front of Ruffs. Ali's a very good brawler. Nothing else to say. She's just a very good brawler. Mina, go in front of Cole. Mina's a very good brawler to play if you know how to play her right. I am absolutely rubbish at Mina. Okay. But I know how to play her. That's the thing. I know how to play her. Rubbish at everything else. We're on to our last few mythics now. Ziggy. Ziggy's a good brawler. I'm going to say he's in front of Nita. Great brawler, Ziggy. Especially in pro... Right, so this is a... You know... Ziggy's very good. Disclaimer. This is between the pro and casual play. Opinion. I'm not fully casual, I'm legendary. That's where I'm ranking this based off. GG is worse than Trunk. So GG deserves that. Unlike Glober, who deserves probably about behind Ruffs. Glober's very weird. Very weird brawler. Nausea, top meta. Probably in front of Otis. Very good brawler. Very insanely overpowered brawler, if you know how to play it right. Right, we got Damien next. Okay. Let's just, let's make that. Okay. Damien is the best brawler of all time. I'm going to say that now. Release Damien. Release Damien was better than Prime Larry and Laurie. And it's not even close. Spike, fortunately, is in the good tier. He's behind all these guys, though. I think he's in front of Ziggy, behind all those guys. Crow, easy for me. Top meta, in front of Otis. Very good brawler. He's always in the top of the meta. Actually, I'm going to switch her pick round like that. Leon. Leon's in meta, but he's probably in front of Mortis. Corona legendaries, bro. Sandy is just mid, but it's like he's in front of Hank, I think. That's probably where I would put him anyway. Surge is my favourite brawler of all time. Surge is a good brawler. I'm not going to deny that. But in this meta, Surge is not meta. He's not top meta, and of course he's not Damien. But Surge is there. Surge is a good brawler. I'll play him any day of the week. Amber's mid. Probably in front of Max. Meg is bad. Meg is worse than... I think Meg is worse than Miko. And actually, I say Meg is worse than Miko. Chester, good brawler. In front of Ziggy. Actually, probably in front of Surge. Yeah, Chester's a good brawler. Cord deserves meta, but like he's not like meta if you get what I mean. Like Cord is always consistent. He's a very good brawler. Love Cord. Cord's like my second favourite brawler. Kit. I'm glad to say Kit has fallen behind Griff in this meta, bro. I'm glad to say Kit is not meta. I am so happy to say Kit is not meta. There is just so many things against Kit at the moment. Draco. Same with Draco. Everything's against Draco. Draco's in bad. But like he's the best brawler in bad. Kenji. I'm sorry. Kenji used to be like up here, bro. But unfortunately I think he's gone down to the point where he's worse than Kit. He's about there. If I had to say so. I'll put Mina in front of Kenji and Kit though. Pierce. Pierce is top meta. Pierce is better than Otis, but he's not better than Whitney. Pierce is best marksman in the game. Who else we got? Okay, we got the 2 ultra legendary brawlers left, guys. Okay, I'm going to take a long time to analysis Kaze. And simply I'm just going to say Kaze is mid. No, actually Kaze is good. Kaze is better than Daryl. Kaze is definitely there. Kaze's... The ultra legendaries have always seemed to hit me. Kaze, I had to get used to, unfortunately. Kaze wasn't really that one brawler you were just like, oh, this is the best brawler in the game. Like, I don't know. Damien, but Kaze is good. Kaze is a good brawler. Proud of what she did to the game. I don't think ultra legendary should exist, but you know, serious. I am smiling with pain. Yeah, Sirius deserves to go there. That's how it is. Well, guys, Sirius is just broken. Clones are insane. But anyway, that's zooming in, my bad. This is my final tier list. If you guys have any questions, let me down below. I'm going to download that image, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.